Hey, what's going on, everybody? Carter here. We're going to take a look at this knife. We're going to talk about it, or rather I'm going to talk about it, and then after you watch it, maybe you'll talk about it to me through comments. But this is the, I think I'm pronouncing this right, Shirogorov? Shirogorov, I believe that's how it's pronounced. Shirogorov Mod 95, I believe is the model number. It's not marked, but I believe that's what it is. And I think that model actually comes in a ton of different configurations. I could be wrong. Now, a lot of people thought I got this from Orimoto because he has one of these. And he also has one of the Benchmade Adamas. And it's kind of funny that I did an unboxing with both of those. But no, I didn't actually. And I picked this up off of the USN for a very good price. Pretty happy about it. This one's actually slightly different than Orimoto's. And I'll go over that here in a minute. Now, from what I know about this knife, which isn't a ton, it is obviously made in Russia. I've mentioned that before. And I believe it's made by two brothers. From what I understand, it's a mid-tech knife, meaning they do a lot of the work on it, but some of the work is outsourced. Usually it's things like water jet cutting or laser cutting, some of the components and things like that. And then it's usually sent back after that and finished up by the makers. What percentage, I don't know, and I don't know if there's people involved other than those two in the construction of this knife, but that's all I know about it. You don't see a ton of these around, especially here in the States. They're kind of starting to gain popularity and show up more and more. I think there's only one dealer, one authorized dealer, and that's True North Knives. I think they're the only ones that are actually bringing these in. Other than that, it's all independently. The person I bought this from actually does business trips to Russia, so that's where he was able to pick it up, and he just needed some quick cash, so he sold it, knowing that he could probably get another on his next trip. So yeah, that's what I know about it. You can see their cool bear logo right there up at the top. And other than that, let's go ahead and just take a look at some of the... Whoop, that was freaking genius, huh? Let's take a look at some of the features on here. Specs. You've got a 4-inch blade, 9 inches overall, just under 9 inches. It's about the same size as the Benchmade Adamas, but as you can see, a whole lot thinner and a whole lot lighter. Very, very light knife. Full flat grind adds to that lightness. A lot of material has been removed to get that full flat grind. Very cool looking, very nice. Full titanium construction. Thick but not overly thick. Scales, only one standoff, which is pretty cool. Pocket clip. It features standoffs on this end of the pocket clip. Makes for a very nice grip. J Davis 882 actually mentioned this style of clip on the Direware he just showed. It's got a similar setup, just, you know, bigger. Everything's bigger. But he made a note of how it kind of helps your grip, because it flares out this way. So when you grip it, it kind of helps keep you kind of locked in, which is very nice. Really no jimping on here to speak of. Obviously not necessary. You've got this flipper that's going to keep you nice and secure on here, as well as protect your little fingers from getting cut. Tons of cutting area. Look at that. This is a slicing machine. Stonewash blade. Nice thick stock. It does come down to a fairly fine tip. Uses a stop pin. Obviously it's a flipper design. Flip it does. However, the detent on this thing is insanely strong. Just crazy strong. Even left-handed, so I'm not putting any pressure on that lock bar. And it's still like I can't even... You've really got to commit to it. You know, you've got to squeeze it like your life depended on it. And that's only amplified in this hand. You got to make sure and grip it back here and get a nice high kind of purchase in order to get that to flip out. It does have just a tiny bit of side-to-side blade play, and it's not a bushing system. but it kind of is, but well, no, it's not. It's not a bushing system, but because of how well everything fits together, this pivot's actually tightened down as much as you can tighten it down. And you can't actually, you know, the smoothness is not affected by tightening that pivot. Once you kind of get used to flipping it and where to place your fingers, it's really not that bad. Not that bad at all. The flipper is actually the only way to open this knife. It does have a little cutout here, and this is one difference between this and Orimoto's. I believe his is just completely flat. This has a little, kind of a little beveled area there, which is really only decorative because there's no way that you can't get in there. And then it has one on this side as well, different shape, but inside this one it says S30V. Probably can't see it. We're gonna have to get some close-ups going on this thing anyways here in a second. But yeah, it does say S30V inside there. Some of these come with S90V. Probably one of the coolest features on here is it has a steel insert on the top of the lock bar there. And now I know you probably can't see this, but there's actually like a little step where that insert ends and the titanium starts. It's a little step right there, and it actually locks all the way over to that step. Zero play though. It does kind of concern me because this lock bar is not going to be able to move over anymore. It's kind of stuck in this position, so I'm curious to see if that causes the development of any blade play. And I'm not sure how that insert is secured. There's no screws on the inside, and that insert actually extends past here and acts as an over travel stop, so you can't hyperextend that lock bar. It's got some nice jimping on the flipper there. Very cool hardware, just a nice custom looking design on here. You've got these parts right here are all recessed and stonewashed and then blue anodized, and then they go over the flats with a nice satin finish on the top of it. Another difference between this and Orimoto's is he has that really cool looking pocket clip that's got just like those neat angles on it. This one doesn't have that. This one's just a little bit more of a classic style, a little more contemporary, not as crazy looking as some of the other pocket clips that have shown up on these knives. Another thing that's cool is the standoff there, the pillar, it's anodized in the middle, but not on the flats at the top. So those kind of cool little touches make this a really sweet knife, as well as, you know, the awesome flipper action. Just a very sleek knife. If you watch my channel, I don't usually go for stuff like this. I usually go for kind of the more organic, kind of rougher looking type knives. I don't usually go for the full titanium, super clean looking knives, you know, which is why I'm not a huge Sebenza guy and things like that. But this one's really cool. Man, it just slams open. I'm sure you'll be seeing a lot more from these guys here in the States as time goes on and they gain in popularity. Alright guys, that was just a quick look at my Shirogorov Mod 95. You guys have a good day.